Shalom, everybody. Shalom, family.
Shalom, Lisa. How you
How you
doing?
doing, Katie? LVZ, you there?
Uh,
I'm here. I'm here.
All right. Let me add Tareen.
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right. Good. This is going to be good. I know, y'all going to have a lot to say, and I don't blame you when it comes down to some of these topics that I'll be bringing up. But I welcome everybody here. Shalom to everybody in the chat. It's good to see you all. All right, y'all. So I hope everybody's doing well. We're getting the rain from Hurricane Ian, the remnants of the storm.
Hmm.
No bull. 40 days and 40 nights down here.
Yeah. I know the first night, which was about, 2 days now, it was wind and rain and everything. One thing I can honestly say, I'm grateful that my uncle, because I have my father's baby brother, lives down in Florida, and I talk about him from time to time. And he said, he actually missed the hurricane. He lives on the East Coast. And remember, the hurricane hit on the west side of
The west.
Florida.
Yeah.
Fort Myer, Fort Myer Beach, they said is completely gone. It is that
Man.
town is wiped off the map. These are pictures of Fort Myer Beach that you see here. They said that place is a total loss. All of those
Dang.
expensive homes by the beach. Yeah. And they're also saying they're expecting the fatalities to be high.
Yeah, the last I saw, I think they said it was like 77, but I'm
Yeah.
guaranteeing that it's probably gone up since then.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I actually had saw a video. Somebody had recorded about a few hours before the storm hit, and I guess they definitely lived near the water, and they had walked out onto the pier. And when you saw it, it was a bunch of water like right there in the ocean. But then when they went after the storm passed, it literally completely wiped most of the water out and just swept it onto land.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is no doubt the surge that came from that ocean, it just wiped out. It's just like Hurricane Sandy that happened here in New Jersey when we took that direct hit. There were a bunch of beachfront properties. The whole house got swept into the ocean. I mean, it was a bunch of homes that just got swept out in the ocean.
I know that LVZ can attest to this because we live in the same area. But I remember when Hurricane Isabel came through here years ago. Now that one was probably one of the last devastating hurricanes we had to deal with because
Yeah,
we live so more almost inland and don't live too close to the water. Like
Water, yeah.
the hurricane doesn't really affect us like that. We'll just get like the rain and maybe some wind,
yeah,
but nothing like how Florida gets it because they're in a tropical state.
yeah,
So
and they're completely surrounded by water.
yeah.
You know,
Yes, they are.
but yeah, I mean, my uncle said it ain't too many of us that live in that area. He knows where it is.
No, it's
And
not.
he
It's
was
not.
telling me he's 150 miles from Fort Myer. But he said, trust me, Lisa, there's not a lot of us over there. I
Yeah.
said, okay.
The only place in Maryland that I could think of that would get heavily affected by a hurricane would have to be Ocean City because it is a beach. So that's the only place I
What's it
could think
called?
of. What was that?
Nah, North Beach will get hit too. North Beach will get hit too, Torian. Up there by Route 4, down there by the water, up there closer to the Chesapeake watershed. If you're
Yeah.
going up Route 4 and 5, they get affected because it's roads you can't go down because the river will go up and you can't cross certain roads. So it's places here close that are affected.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was talking to my uncle and he said no. He said, Lisa, if you come down south, there are still parts of the South where black people outnumber white people in certain areas because he said those were the areas where they had a lot of slaves. And he
Yeah.
said, even to this day, that has not changed. Like, if you go to certain parts, and that was an area where they had a lot of chattel slavery, the black population still outnumbers the white population. He said it
Well,
depends on where you are, but there are some places that just had a lot more slaves than others.
that's the truth, but they still governed by racist white
Oh,
people.
hell yeah. Oh, hell. Oh,
Yeah,
hell yeah.
yeah, such as Ron the Snowflake or Ron the
Yeah.
Satan.
Yeah.
My name for him to changes depending on the day.
Yeah.
I call him Ron the supremacist. That's what I call him. Ron the
Oh, but wait a
supremacist.
minute. Oh, but wait a minute. Wasn't most of them people shitting on the people in the hood, but now they got to deal with this? I don't feel shit.
Well, if y'all remember, and I don't see how he got away with this. When Uvalde happened in Texas, and the governor was doing a news conference, he had the nerve to bring up Chicago.
Yeah, I
And I'm
remember
thinking
that.
to myself, ain't nobody shooting in those schools in Chicago.
Nope.
What the hell are you talking about?
I know this much. I seen one of them little ugly face poodles that white people be having down there in Florida. That motherfucker was floating on a raft. that little bastard was floating on a raft.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see, he done joined in with the Texas governor and shipping those illegals all over the place. So,
Yeah, they
it's
tag
a couple
team.
of them doing it now.
Yeah, they tag team with each other. You got the Governor Wheels in the Midwest, and then you got Ron the Satan, the Snowflake, or whatever. I'm looking at some of the names in the chat. It's like I said, his name is so interchangeable.
Right. No, Ron DeSantis is Italian. And he doesn't have Cuban. He doesn't have Cuban ancestry because he spoke about it, and I saw it on video. He's Italian.
I mean, but real talk
Well,
though.
why
I
did he
mean,
say it was Cuban?
No, he did not say he was Cuban. He said he was Italian.
Okay. Well, look.
Not that that's any better.
Yeah, I'm about to say, look, I don't care if he's a spaghetti bending, pizza slinging, garlic bread smelling, racist, white supremacist, olive oil licking bastard. He's still a white bastard. He said, "Oh no, I'm not a Cuban white bastard. I'm an Italian white bastard." It don't make no difference.
No. Dark Titan, you said Joan Rivers became a poodle. She came back as a poodle. No, she had so much plastic surgery, she almost looked like a Chinese woman. That's how she looked to me.
Yeah, she could barely open her eyes.
I know. I said, she's like Melania. You pull Melania's face one more time, she ain't gonna be able to open her eyes at all.
If Joan Rivers smiled any harder than what she did, then her Botox injections would leak out of her face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she might mess around being a skeleton at the end of the day.
She got plastic skull, KD.
Yeah, but like real talk though, both sides want immigrants to replace us anyway, so I don't give a fuck about either side.
But you know what? That's not going to ever happen. Look at how long immigration has gone on in this country. When people always talk all that replace us, they're not going to replace us. I mean, look at these immigrants. These immigrants many of them come with second and third grade education. Nah, right. you gotta be a class of people way better than that to replace us. I'm just saying.
Besides the fact, KD, look at what they trying. They trying to say they invented hip hop. Ain't nobody running around with soccer shoes on and soccer jerseys on.
Nobody is running around with bands with mariachi with mariachi trumpets and
bullshit, man. I don't know what the hell he's on talking about. Black American hip hoppers are dusty, nigga. You caking off of it right now with that Chicago bullshit. Do you not start his career with that shit?
Right, KD, but you know what? It's not just him. You got the Jamaicans saying the same thing. You got everybody is claim, even the Africans are now everybody's trying to claim hip hop.
Right. Look, just because we wore the African medallion, y'all niggas didn't create hip hop. Don't nobody know MC Mbute. And he said, I hope you niggas know that I go hard. I work hard. Those aren't bars.
But what pissed me off even more, you even got Busta Rhymes jumping on this bullshit, but yeah, he the one that benefited off of us going to the store buying his shit. Now you saying all of a sudden we didn't.
Stop saying us. I ain't never buy that nigga shit, that thick neck nigga. I ain't never like him. All that grumbling and mumbling. I ain't know what the fuck he. I'm like, nigga, is Scooby Doo rapping? I don't want to hear that shit.
And then to add on insult to injury, even though we know that BET isn't owned by black people, hasn't been on over 20 years. They made Fat Joe the host of the BET Hip Hop Awards this year. I said, "Oh, y'all trolling real hard with this one." But I said, "They don't." I said, even if he wasn't hosting it, I wasn't gonna watch it. I can't even remember the last time I watched that show. Probably I only watched the first one, and that was
it. Bottom line is, y'all. But the bottom line is, if all of these groups came up with hip hop, they should all be dominating the entire industry
right now, and nobody dresses like a Puerto Rican. Nobody wear open motherfucking rayon shirts with motherfucking
clothes with
right with no S curl. Nobody dressing like that. Lisa, they say, look, Toria, Lisa, look, they said, but it's still BET with Fat Joe is Burrito Entertainment Television. He just stands for burrito now. It don't stand for black. It stands for burrito.
But the moment that fucking Cardi B was invited to that award, I quit watching it altogether.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in years either, KD. I haven't watched that in years. And, you know, people like Fat Joe, you know, black when convenient. You know, when it's not convenient, not black.
Right. Yeah, don't nobody wear a whole look, just because we used to wear 4-finger rings at 88. Don't nobody be dressing their kids in little small ass gold white Jesus necklaces. Y'all do that. Ain't nobody
or have Jesus tattooed on them all together.
Right. Don't nobody got no white Jesus tattooed on their pickup truck. That's not hip hop. Nobody rapping about riding in their Toyota Tacoma. Nobody's rapping about that.
Or they on the 72 peso from fucking Cuba.
Most of them don't even have that in New Jersey. If you've seen them here, most of them don't even have that. They don't even have that.
I remember when I was in college. It was a girl I went to school when I was in college, and she used to call their music clown music. Like she said, I said clown music, and I never thought about it. And she said, "Yeah, it sounds like clown music. You ever been to the circus and you hear the music they play at the circus? That's exactly what that music sounds going down the street."
Hey, Tori, why they be riding into the jump, riding to my job? They'll be coming in blasting that shit, and niggas will look at them and they'll turn it down quick as shit. You'll be hearing them blasting that mariachi music. I say it sounds like Canelo Alvarez,
and it's the same. And the thing, and it's you know what's so crazy?
Every song sounds the same.
Exactly, I know exactly. The thing is, it's the same beat. Like it's like it's like a beat that they use. And when you hear it, you know exactly what it is. And when you hear it, you know exactly what it is. They switch their words up, but the beat is the exact same, making it sound like it's the same exact song, just done by a different artist.
But I want to just read something a person put in the chat. This is Zudea Poyhas. I hope I'm saying that right. You said, what bothers me in hip hop industry is the new arrivals are being murdered for profit. Yes, you know what? They say they take insurance policies out on those rappers.
You better.
You know,
the music labels, they wouldn't take no damn insurance policy out on me. You know.
But real talk, Lisa, for a second. I actually watched the video and read articles about this label called Empire Records. You know, they signed a gang members just for that reason. So when they get killed, they could get rake up all the life insurance policies
Yeah,
and stuff.
they do that in the industry among the rappers. They'll take the actual music label that they signed to take an insurance policy out on them.
Yeah, but see, you better, because if you don't, them motherfuckers will be dead next week and you won't be able to get no money. These new rappers be dying quicker than you could know who the fuck they are.
That's why I'm saying that's probably why they get them policies, because they know they ain't gonna be around long.
Yeah, but see, like what KD was saying, it's some truth, but it's a part conspiracy. See, part of the thing with it, KD, is this. Them niggas that Empire sign be straight gangbangers. They got musical talent, but they straight gangbangers, and the regular industry don't want to touch them. So what the company KD talking about, dude, they go, okay, we'll touch you, but we're gonna put some insurance on you because we don't know if we're gonna get no money back off of. So, and cause they let them start rapping about killing each other, smoking each other, and they know that shit ain't gonna last long. You can't be talking about killing each other without getting killed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow.
So that's all that shit is, man.
We gonna get to the first real topic on this, and I know you gonna have a lot to say. I just know it. You know, this past week has been really interesting with the news coming and things out here that we have seen. So, you know, we are not going nowhere until we talk about Brett Favre.
You see,
How
put my
ironic.
thumbnail up.
That's what I just said. I was going to say you got your thumbnail up. You got your
I
thumbnail
already
up there.
was ready, Lisa.
Go
Put
ahead.
my thumbnail up. You see it? You see my thumbnail, Lisa?
Yes. Yes.
That's Brett Favre. For those who can't see, that's Brett Favre making off with all the welfare money.
Like a bandit. I made sure to continue to talk about Brett Favre on my channel as much as I possibly can. I said I don't care if I have to do one video a day at least on him. I gave it a little break this week because it was the weekend, but I'm gonna be back at it tomorrow. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff like just kind of spewing out, and I said it keeps going back to that one text message that he sent that he said, "Is the media going to find out?" Hopefully, the media don't find out. Because if the media gets a hold of it, then it's pretty much downhill from there. The media had a hold of it.
Yeah, they don't really want to talk about it.
They don't want to talk about it, but it's almost like they're being forced to talk about it. You can tell they are because they don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it the way that I feel it should be cut, but the way that I feel that it should be covered, because this guy is a snake. Like, he is a whole crook out here. Him and, Phil Bryant, Nancy New, and anybody else that's connected to this.
Yeah,
Ted the $1 million man, DiBiase.
but and look at the way they're reporting it. Oh, nobody is being charged. What do you mean nobody is being charged? What the hell?
No, he ain't being charged. 2 other motherfuckers going to jail. They already in proceeding.
Well, yeah, those low-level nobodies, yeah, they'll put them in, but they ain't on. So far, they're not even talking about charges for Brett Favre.
But yet they arrested 15 so-called versions of us. People look like us. They arrested 15 people for low-level PPP loans. But this motherfucker can get away with millions in welfare. Get the fuck out of here.
Federal money. Okay. Federal money.
Y'all know how retarded. Go ahead, Tori.
And you wonder why Mississippi is the poorest state in America. There you go.
Because not just because motherfuckers, he's stealing the welfare money. Mississippi the poorest state because retarded people stealing the welfare money. Do y'all know how dumb Brett Favre is? Brett Favre texts to the lady, is the media gonna be able to find our text messages?
I know.
This the reason why that's dumb, Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you already get in trouble in the NFL for what? Oh, text messaging your dick in 2007 to a white lady. The media found that. So
And they said he was an asshole the whole time he was in an NFL, and they overlooked a lot of things about this dude.
And also now it just came out recently in my my research, and it's not hard. All you got to do is just type Brett Favre into Google, and I swear something new come up every day. But something else came up because Brett Favre has a charity, and the name of the charity is called Far for Hope, and it's basically money that's given to for underprivileged kids, mothers and people with disabilities. Do you know that this man was funneling the money out of that charity to build these facilities? Like, and then giving the charity like pennies. Like, I'm talking about, they were looking back, and a lot of the highest that he would give to the charity was like $10,000, while he was funneling like almost 30,000 here and 30,000 here to these little pet projects. Like, that just came out. So you're taking money out of your own charity that's for something else to fund something that you could fund yourself. And that's the crazy part. This guy has made hundreds of millions of dollars in the NFL and through endorsements, but he's taking pennies away from people who need it to fund these little projects that doesn't need to be funded. Like, did you see that that volleyball facility that he built? Who builds a volleyball facility? Who's going there? It looks like an Olympic gymnastics Olympic style facility.
It was all about his daughter. His daughter played volleyball. That's why that facility got built.
Well, let me get back to what Torn Rain said, because I know for a fact that Brett Favre, I know, has made over 150 million with the Packers alone.
I believe that,
but check this out. That's true. And check this out, KD. All the money he stole, he made what? 30 times more than that. Also, he built not only a college stadium, Toy, he built a high school volleyball stadium too.
It's ridiculous.
Y'all ain't know that. He built the high school stadium his daughter played at too.
And wanted prison inmates to build the lockers for the facility.
Yeah, I saw that.
You know what he said? Hey, can we get some niggers that's in jail, big black niggers to come?
Of course he did. And then Lisa had saw the one that you did about him wanting to build the football facility. I had spoke about that as well. So yeah, this, like I said, this guy got a lot. It's a lot coming out about it. And the thing is, we have to make sure that this stays out there, because they want to get away from this so bad. I said it's not a coincidence that this came up, and then all of a sudden the thing with Ime Udoka came right behind
we can ready to talk about that too.
And they kept trying to push that ahead. I was like, no, y'all not going to do that. They do that every single time one of theirs gets caught up in something, and then they try to overshadow it. I said, y'all ain't going to slip. Y'all not going to let this slip through the cracks.
Yeah,
I heard a cracker say,
and we're gonna talk about that next, by the way.
Okay, but I heard a cracker, Lisa, say Ime Udoka is bigger than Robert Sarver and Brett Favre. I said, huh? Hold up. So a nigga cheating, well, a nigga who was with a white woman who was cheating, and the nigga got fired, that's more important than a Peckerwood who stole $5 million from the poorest state in the union.
Yeah, I'll take it a step further.
They think if you accept that narrative, then they can run with that. But many of us are not buying it, and we're not accepting it.
And then on top of that, what they did was they tried to do the whole thing of, oh, Brett Favre, this happened when he wasn't active in the NFL. And then that's when they brought up Michael Vick and why his was so much greater, because he was active in the NFL. We know y'all like to put y'all dogs and your pets above human beings, especially black people. They'll put their pets above their own, truth be told. And he wasn't even there. That it happened on his property, but he wasn't directly there. That was his cousin. But they made sure to hone on him because he was the bigger name. But they try to make it seem like what Michael Vick did was such a big thing. Look, Michael Vick paid his debt to society. He went to jail. He donated to charities. He became like a spokesman for different pet organizations and all of that, but they still try to bring that up every chance they get because they can never let something like that just die. They have to find a way to continue tarnishing a black man's legacy somehow, some way. But we're supposed to just overlook what what Brett Favre did, and his stuff still coming out. Another thing that just recently happened is they said that whatever podcast that Brett Favre has, I guess, is suspended right now.
Yeah, it's on hiatus.
And they also have a petition out there now to get him removed from the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and he should be. He committed a crime. You know, if it was a brother that did the same thing, you know, for a lot less, they would take him out of the Hall of Fame.
Because you know they want to take OJ out, but he was found not guilty. You know they want to take OJ out,
because
you heard what I said.
Yeah, I mean, it tarnishes everything. He shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame at all.
Well, think about it, Lisa. They wanted to take OJ out, but his shit was not guilty, so they couldn't take him out. We know he took this is not as a matter of fact, we can't say we don't know he took the money. He paid it back.
And they said
he paid $1 million of it back. Yeah, he didn't pay all of it back, but he paid $1 million
he didn't
back.
pay that interest back.
Right. Yeah. He didn't pay none of the interest.
None of it. So that lets you know he know what he did was wrong. Well, shit, we know what lets you know was the text. Can the media find out where I got the money from? Yes. Dumbass.
And then Phil Bryan, who claimed he didn't know what he was doing with the money, turned around and said he didn't want no federal charges. He was too old to go to jail. I was like, then you know.
Right.
Then you know.
And it's crazy because the whole Brett Favre situation is not new, because I definitely remember talking about this last year when a little bit of this came out. So when this came back around about Brett Favre, I said, wait a minute. This sounds so familiar. I said, this sounds like something I spoke on before, but it wasn't enough information at the time because we didn't have access to the text messages. But I said what really brought it out and what exposed him even more was that water crisis, because that happened. And then a couple weeks later, this comes out. So when all of that, when that came out, I said that was probably the worst thing that could have happened for Brett Favre. I said, if that water crisis thing didn't happen, Brett Favre wouldn't even be a topic of discussion right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, I'm all for him getting charged. But right now, they are not talking charges at all. I don't see how it can be avoided, but we'll see where it goes.
Right.
You know, I think he should be. And I think Phil Bryan should be charged too.
Exactly.
How the hell are you the governor of the state?
And we know who he related to.
Sum of money is being moved and you didn't know nothing about. Don't the governor got to sign off on stuff?
And we know who Phil Bryan is related to.
Yeah. How you doing, Big Mike? I see you out there. Yeah. So yeah, he's related to Carolyn Bryan. Mm-hmm. Sound like a crime family to me.
And Brett Favre would be hanging with those racist bastards.
He had
he
had some things to say about black people in the past. We ain't forget that either.
Oh yeah. Oh shoot! In the present, he had something to say about black people.
All right. Now, there's a lot of people that feel the only reason why this coach and his affair is in the media is because, you know, it gives the white media an out and not talking about Brett Favre. And I agree. I don't understand how an affair can blow up this much in the media. So this is the only man in all of sports that's had an affair. Okay, this is some silly mess. It's personal. It shouldn't be out there at all.
Yeah, and people call ESPN out.
Did you hear the new news they let out today? Now they saying that they let him go because before the relationship, he was talking intimidating to the same lady. So he was talking intimidating to her, and the bitch said, well, let's have a relationship.
Yeah.
They don't go ahead with this monkey shit. That's it. Come on.
Yeah,
Look.
like I said, and people had to go and it came at ESPN neck and basically saying y'all literally couldn't wait to leap onto the story like y'all was TMZ, but y'all dragged y'all feet when it came to Brett Favre. Like people had to pressure them to talk about Brett Favre. It was only a couple that spoke about it initially, but it's like when this popped up, they all leaped on this and didn't even know all the information. Like they literally jumped on the first thing that they probably could have heard just because it was a quote unquote juicy story and because they wanted to not talk about what was going on with Brett Favre. That's why I really haven't spoken too much about this story. One, because it's still developing. It's still so much stuff coming out about it that you will have to constantly go in on it. And then I know the media's angle and why they're honing in heavily on this particular topic. And people went at Malika Andrews for the stuff she said. She tried to put the blame completely on him without acknowledging the woman's role in this as well, which by the way, they're still keeping her identity a mystery.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this
Oh,
for
you
the
mean,
last.
you mean that half-breed bitch that blames everything on brothers because she also brought up the backup coach Missoula's pass record and shit for no reason.
Yeah, I saw that she brought up about his something that happened like 13 years ago. And I'm sitting there looking like, what does that have to do with him being the backup, the interim coach?
Right.
He black. That's what it got something to do with. But look, this is what I keep telling people, man. It is obvious what this man did wrong. He slept with white women. This is what he's in trouble for. Nobody seems to want to just go ahead. Look, the only reason this guy's in trouble, he slept with white women. The same reason Malcolm X went to jail, sleeping with white women.
That's
you know why
thing.
OJ got in trouble? Sleeping with white women.
Well, he married one.
and don't forget the Mann Act, why that was put into place all them years ago.
That's what he in trouble for. This some Jack Johnson. This dumb Negro. See, people keep talking about Nia Long. They not even married. So that don't really matter. The person that really did, if you want to look at it in the eyes of the law, the person who really did something wrong was the white woman who was married. Her husband can have a divorce right now and take that bitch for everything on grounds of adultery.
Mm-hmm. And they said that allegedly she got caught because she was discussing it and they caught it on the Ring camera.
Just couldn't keep her mouth shut, huh?
And then another thing, she tried to say, well, oh, he threatened them. And I mean, he was abusive and all this old bullshit. But then they said they found text messages saying that they were going back and forth. So he wasn't sending unwanted messages. She was returning messages in reply.
Right.
I mean, that's exactly the point. The shit was consensual the whole time, but all of a sudden they try to turn it into, oh, he was sexually abusive. Get the fuck out of here.
KD, and more often than not, the white woman is always a full participant. Then when she gets caught, then she's raped, she's abused, she's the victim. This is how it's been for hundreds of years.
Harassment bullshit. There is no sexual harassment there. The shit was consensual.
Yeah.
Nah, but see, Kate, that's what I'm saying. We got to admit it's the truth. Sex with white women is still illegal. It is. You Negroes that's listening and swirling behind the back that y'all giggling and say, oh, LVZ, he just talking. No, nigga. Any type of sex with white women is still illegal. You could be married to a white woman. Listen to what I'm saying. You could be married to a white woman, had kids for 10 years. You and her have one bad day. She could say, oh, he raped me. Your ass going to jail.
On her word alone. And she could be straight up lying.
And in most cases,
9 times out of 10, she is.
Yeah, in most cases, they are.
Niggas, passport niggas, listen up, because this applies to you too.
I saw a story, and I tried to find it, but it was somebody had sent it to me. in the form of a video. I didn't watch it. I just saw the thumbnail because someone wanted me to see it. It was on one of them divestment channels, but apparently it was a black guy who was messing around with an Asian woman. I don't know if they were together or if they were married or whatever the case may be. Apparently he got her up out of the paint allegedly because she wouldn't act right or something like that, or at least that's what was said. So I don't know the full details behind it, but I'm gonna just put it like this. If the Chinese government or the Asian government want to come down on his head, they most definitely will. There ain't really too much place he can hide from that one.
I know this much. It's gonna be white women that he done had a consensual relationship with, who gonna start coming out the woodwork. Yeah, I felt uncomfortable. You were sleeping with him for 3 years, but I felt uncomfortable the whole time. He was using his power. He's like Bill Cosby.
Isn't that what they said about Bill Cosby? The reason why they came forward 100 years later is because they feared the power he had back in the 60s. But black men did not have no power like that in the 60s.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think BG has a point. There's a strong possibility. This guy he gonna get me too down the road. I see it. I see it, man.
Yeah.
But like you say, look, I'm telling you, like Lisa said, think about it, KD. A old white scruffy ass bitch comes from out of the woodwork 50 years later and say Bill Cosby sexually assaulted her when they killed Martin Luther King. They had just killed Dr. King and Malcolm X, and Bill Cosby had enough power to rape a white woman. They were still hanging niggas for having sex with white women.
You know, and
so come on.
They had Nia Long. I saw a little article before when I woke up this morning. They had asked Nia Long, was she going to forgive him? And she just kind of laughed. I mean, they were together just a few years.
Like
she don't really have a whole lot at stake. And they said, she already done left Boston, and she's back in California. I don't think they're getting back together.
Look, that's messed up. She was in that video when Kanye was what was it, Touch the Sky, when Diana Ross daughter said, what are you gonna do when he get on? He gonna leave your ass for a white girl. And I was like, damn, ain't that a bitch? That did just happen to her.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But I ain't got nothing to do with that. Look, but let me tell you something.
I'm leaving this whole thing alone.
Right, because you know what this got something to do with, right, Tori?
Yeah.
This man, listen to his name. What's his name?
Ime Udoka.
He's Nigerian. And you know what the first thing they want? I don't care about Nia Long. That is what you niggas like. I don't care about no damn boys in the hood. I want me a milk of magnesia white woman with the booty of a pancake. Oh, I want the pancake white booty love. And that's what he wanted, and he got what he wanted. He got what he wanted, y'all.
And that's what he wanted. And another thing too is like, he's a coach for the Celtics, and look at what he did with the Celtics in the last season and how he like really turned them around and whatnot. He probably got
they're about ready for a white coach now.
Probably. That's how they always do it. We see how that goes.
And the fucking irony is, it was actually a Edomite coach that actually got away from that spot to give it to him, and now you're ready to get it back.
No, yeah. When the black man lays all the groundwork, then when the team is up and running good, then they snatch him out and put a white coach in.
Mark Jackson.
That happened so many times. It's not even funny.
Kerr. That's exactly what happened with the Warriors. They replaced Mark Jackson with Steve Kerr, and he rode the damn coattail.
Never get too.
Yes, but Mark Jackson did not like the white woman. I love the white woman. See, this is the difference. Mark Jackson has FBA wife Here's FBA. I don't care about that nonsense. All you care about is me alone. I look at your chat room. No, I want the white woman with the thin lips of baloney.
And smell like baloney.
Yes, she must smell like a dog when it rains. She will fetch me my slippers with that smell.
It's funny you say that part about the wet dog, because I'll never forget a few years ago on Twitter. This was years ago, before I started like doing these YouTube videos, and I had said put a tweet in response to somebody that said about PC women smelling like wet dog went in the rain, and this it was this PC woman. She saw the tweet and she went off on me. She was so upset. She was so mad about that. I will never forget it.
You know what, Tareen? You know what's so funny, Tareen? When I first went to school with them, because when I grew up in Philly, everybody was black at my school. So when we moved to New Jersey and I was in, suburbia, that first time it rained and we went to school, I was looking around. I was like, what the hell is that smell?
What is that smell?
What the hell is that? And I was like, and then one of my friends, somebody I became friends with, it was like, no, it's their hair when it's wet. I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, that smell hits you.
Yeah, it's a universal smell.
As soon as you go in the building.
It's a universal smell. It's like it's like on, like sometimes everybody should have their own odor, but with that one is very universal, and that is something that they do not like to hang their hat on. But we just gotta address it. So the thing is, they're around each other a lot, so they're not gonna smell it, but we will know because we're not used to that smell.
Yeah, that's the umbrellas and shit because of that.
Yeah, hey, look. Hey, I know this. Lisa is not lying. I'm great. Fuck y'all up. Shugart Middle School. First Oxford Hill.
I went there.
I can remember that. Right there on my 7th grade year in that tag class. First time I ever went to school with white people. It rained. And that motherfuckers got wet, and I was like, what the fuck? It's like the white people, they smell like dogs when they wet. I said, no, I did not know that. I never went to school with them before. It was hilarious. It was a first, I went there though, Tori. Yeah.
That was shocking. I will never forget that day. I was in the hallway, and it's like as soon as you walk in the building, that scent hits you dead in the face.
Yeah, I can attest.
Well, I had that experience when I moved out to Cali for a year and a half. It's like my first year, and I had to sit in a classroom with them. I smelled that shit right away, and it was sunny.
You know what's so crazy? I just wanted to go online just to see what the reasoning was. I wanted to Google it. And how about this? There's actually a book called "Why Do White People Smell Like Wet Dogs When They Come Out of the Rain?" It really is a book. It got released in 1999.
See, this shit been bothering people for a long
time.
Wow.
That's why they love dogs so much. They smell that's why they be kissing the dog. The dog, come here, give me a kiss. You smell just like my dog.
I couldn't get past that. I remember when my dog was alive. And he and I were, we had this little thing where we would just sit together in the family room. And I had one of those big screen TVs in the evening. And that was our together time, after I got home from work. And I remember we're just sitting there and on came, and I forgot what show it was, but this white woman kissed the dog in the mouth multiple times. And I looked at Ziggy. I said, if you put your tongue on my mouth, you are out of here. I mean, you are out of here. I ain't kissing no dog on the mouth.
But look, Ziggy looking at the TV like, I don't know about no shit like that.
I was like, man, you are out of
Black
here.
Black people dogs ain't having that. You try to kiss a pit bull, he gonna bite your lips off.
Right.
He gonna bite. My brother got 2 motherfucking Presa Canarios, big as hell. Them dogs love my brother to death. They wouldn't dare try to lick his face, and he wouldn't dare try to do no shit like that. Black people don't do that. Our dogs love us, and we don't have to molest them.
Right, exactly. It's
No.
the it's it's
Sexual
the
with
it,
the dog.
it's the weirdest thing. Like for instance, and not even just the dog. It could be any pet. I literally did a video a couple weeks ago about a person down in Florida who violated children and a bird. How do you do that to a bird?
Wow.
I don't even want to know.
Wow.
Torian, I don't want to know. That
Well,
is
I remember
horrible.
I was out on and I haven't gone out there in a while. I got to get back out there, Black Junction. And I have
Mhm.
posted a couple of videos on this white woman that had a pig in her house. And she was letting this pig sleep in the bed with her. And I remember one part, the pig is in the bed. She had a cat in the bed. She had a
Mm.
bird in the room. I was like, well, damn, why don't you just sleep with farm animals? I mean,
Or sleep in a
seriously.
barn, or sleep in a barn, like with some hay and
But that's
everything.
what
Like,
she had in her bedroom.
you know, what's
And I
so
was
crazy?
like,
That's
That you know, what's so crazy. Lisa, you ever seen that movie Misery?
yes.
You know, she owned a pig too, and we know how crazy she was.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I'm
Shit, she
sorry.
was a pig.
Why don't you
You
just go
looked at that
sleep in
big
a
bitch.
barn at that point? You might have all them
That
damn
big,
animals in your room.
that big back bitch was a pig, Tori. A
That
razorback.
that movie was crazy. That movie was wild.
I look, that's all I learned from that movie was, boy, white bitches are crazy.
Oh yes.
Like,
Mhm.
hey, real quick,
I still got that scene in my head where she broke his foot. Like that's
Yeah,
woo,
yeah, I
yeah,
remember that.
ooh.
Hmm.
real quick, Lisa. I saw Torian video today about the dude. His name was Kevin Bacon, and the white man ate him.
Wow. Wow.
Ain't that some shit? Kevin must have tasted like bacon. Was he bacon, Kevin?
Yeah. And the thing is, I almost, when I was recording that video, I almost made a bacon joke, but I said this is a serious topic. I'm not trying to be funny. But lo and behold, LVZ and a few other people in the chat and in the comment section kept making bacon jokes. Like they kept making
Oh,
bacon references. And then I had to put a disclaimer and I said, this is not the actor Kevin Bacon. This is somebody else that's not famous. Because people was like, oh, Kevin Bacon, they're gonna think of the actor. But yeah, everyone kept making bacon jokes like they couldn't help them. So I'm like, this is a serious topic. This guy ate this man's balls.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Hey, this, yeah. Must have made bacon out of him. He was baking them. So,
Like he was on his Jeffrey Dahmer ish.
that's some crazy shit,
yeah.
right?
I don't know how many of you have gone out there on Netflix and checked that out.
I did. I watched it and I did a review on it last week. That man, listen, that
Oh, I done seen enough about it.
that was a hard watch. Like it really
Yeah.
was. Like I had to split it up. Like it wasn't one of the things I could sit and watch all 10 episodes in one day. Like I watched 5 one day and then watched the other 5 the next.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a hard one to get through.
I
But
done seen so many.
Netflix have some pretty good things out there,
Yeah,
you know.
I've
You
seen
need-
so many things on Jeffrey Dahmer to the point I'm tired of. I mean, how many times can you tell me he ate them up? I know what he did. He was eating assholes. Like he was eating balls and penises and shit. He was doing crazy, putting motherfuckers in acid. He was moist. He,
Yeah, and it's the typical
And then
on code things that you see, whenever
yeah,
somebody black complained about the smell and stuff, they got ignored.
stuff. Yeah, they got ignored. Yeah, I saw. I
Anything,
remember on.
uh-huh. And when Jeffrey Dahmer said anything, the cops just automatically believed
I
him.
mean, believe him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Capricorn
look,
Black said he
all
wanted
I
to see the
learned-
brother kill him. If you wanted to see that part, just skip to episode 10.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people
and-
because for everyone, the highlight of that series is episode 10. Was particularly the last 20 minutes of episode 10.
Yeah, when the brother
when
killed him.
Christopher Scarver, he went in on, because you always hear things, but then when you get to actually see it, in a visually dramatized way, it's another thing. Because I always knew that he beat him to death with a weight, but I didn't know like it was a weight bar. But he crushed his face. His face was crushed.
Yeah, because Jeffrey was a hoe. Jeffrey was
Mhm.
He was sick
drugging
in he
motherfuckers.
was sick in prison. Like the people in the prison
Yeah,
didn't
in
like the
prison, they
guard.
said
The
he was
guards were
doing that.
over him. The guards were
Yeah.
tired of him.
They
That's why I said
said
that.
in prison he was doing stuff like that,
That's
and
why I
he
believe
would,
he would.
take his food and make his food in the shape of a limb or something on a human body, and he was taunting them,
Yeah, and
like, "Oh,
that's why I
I'll
believe that
eat
Yeah.
the
you
guards set him
too,"
up.
you
That's
know?
why I believe the guards set him up to get taken out.
Mhm, and they said he was doing stuff like that, and he even had 3 people in mind he wanted to eat in prison. I mean, this dude was losing his mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I
looks
mean,
delicious.
And then on
yeah,
and
well,
then
I
but
tell you
then
what.
but then you had the people who's in the academy got upset because on Netflix they put different tags on movies and shows so people can find them better. So they
Yes.
put the LGBT tag on there and they got upset. I don't know why you got
Why
upset.
did why
And
why would you get
Netflix
upset?
ended up removing it. I said I don't know why y'all got you upset because he was in the academy.
Yes,
He
he
did live
was.
that lifestyle,
Yeah,
but
he was
they
gay.
didn't want that
Yeah.
attached to him. They didn't want that attached to them. But I said, you know what this reminds me of? Do y'all remember last year when that movie Halloween Kills came out? And
Yeah.
in the movie,
Michael
Michael
Myers
Myers
killed the gay
killed
dude.
a gay couple. He killed this is the first time they ever killed a same-sex couple in all of the Halloween movies ever. You had the people in
I
that
was
community got
mad that they
upset
even
and said
had a
they
same-sex
got
couple.
upset and said that it was homophobic. I'm like, wait a minute. Michael Myers been around since the late 70s and he been taking out men, women, he even took out children and even animals. But the minute he takes out a
Right.
same-sex couple, that's what got y'all irate.
Mhm.
Hold up. Did they think that they was supposed to live?
You was first
I'm
off,
sorry.
y'all was in his house. Y'all already know he has an
Right.
attachment to
That's
his
what I'm
house.
about to say. So you telling me 2 moist motherfuckers living? That's normally what happened in every Halloween movie in the franchise. Somebody ended up living in the house years later and getting murdered. You the first ones. Your whole family gets off.
And in the house too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
in the house. So how in the hell could what? So we were supposed to have 2 moist heroes.
Uh-huh.
Nah, man. No, look, Michael Myers killed all these black people. We ain't never called them racist. Ain't never been a black hero in them. But as soon as the gay people get it, we should win this movie. Nah, get their ass out of here. Michael is equal opportunity. Your
Exactly.
moist
He
ass
is.
got it
He
too.
does not discriminate at all. And I made sure to point that out in my video because I was like, when I heard about when they wanted to remove the tag from this series, I said, why does this sound so familiar? And then the light bulb went off and said, oh yeah, they did that same thing last year. And I'm like, first off, Michael Myers is a fictional character. Y'all got that
Yeah.
upset about that. So it's like,
But
and it's the first time they ever did it. They made it seem like it was a reoccurring theme, like he only went after people who live that lifestyle. If he only went after people who live that lifestyle, then you might have a leg to stand on. But that's definitely not the case.
but look,
Mhm.
see, Michael Myers is fictional, but what you got to understand, T, Mike, why we love horror movies. I don't know whether you know, it's a subliminal thing. They do horror movies like that because white people is telling you about the inside psyche of them.
Mhm.
You notice we don't come up with horror movies like that. You know what a
Yeah.
horror movie for a black family is? It's the first of the month, and you ain't got enough money for all the bills. That's a horror movie for a
Right.
nigga. We live it. You know what a
Yeah,
horror
but
movie for a
you look
nigga
at the
is?
ones that were out, like Tales from the Hood, even
Yeah.
that is not as bloody as some of the ones you see that they
Right.
put out.
Look at Jordan Peele's movies. They
Yeah.
always something to do with real life. Our biggest
Yeah.
fear is white folks and niggas cooning. There
Should
you
you can
go.
even go? You can even go back to what Candyman. You know, when you think about the
Yeah,
story
Get
of
Out.
of
Right,
Candyman.
right.
Yeah.
So we don't really we can't think that gruesome.
Mhm.
So even Candyman had a reason to come back and kill. He was an old motherfucking bed buck who loved white mommy, and they killed his ass with bees. And then he came back and haunted all black people who didn't kill him in Chicago. That didn't make sense. But anyway, Michael Myers, this why you loved him, man. Because he did what he was supposed. He was like Jason Jamel Voorhees before him. He should have been in the black. Yeah, Jason. I'm gonna tell you the real story of Jason real quick, all y'all. Jason was really a half breed. His mother liked black men. She got with a bed bug. I think Clarence Thomas or Daniel Cameron might have been in town. She slept with him. And he rolled out because, you know, they didn't accept him. So she had to raise this half-breed kid at Camp Crystal Lake, New Jersey. Lisa know how racist it is up there. So these white motherfuckers would tease Jason, call him freak show, call him little niglet shit. And, of course, he had his black side. He couldn't swim. And they was like, hey, fuck the little nigger kid. Let him drown. And Jason came back. They killed his mother. Now, you know, you kill a black man's mother, it's on. Jason started killing these white folks, and everybody said, well, what about the black people he killed? See, that's what I was saying about Jason and Michael Myers. I'm not mad that they killed those black people. You shouldn't have had that many white friends.
Oh, yeah. Remember in that one where he went to New York and he uppercutted that black man's head off his shoulders and it went into the dumpster? I'll never forget that scene.
Again,
if I can forget anything else about that movie, I won't forget that part.
Right, but how many white friends did that nigga have?
He was the only black guy there.
Right, now if he was in the hood with the rest of the niggas, he would have been out there getting his head uppercutted, running around with white folks. So I learned then, as a little kid, I ain't hanging with no white people. They're like, wow, nigga, Jason come and get you. Nigga, that don't happen in the neighborhood. The Crips just come around. You see Blue go in the house. Oh shit, there's some Crips going out. But Jason, nah, ain't nobody fucking with Jason. Nah. Michael Myers, Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy. Who you think Jason and Michael Myers really is?
Mm-hmm. Well, y'all, you know, we'll see how long this story lasts about this affair. All right. But Brett Favre, I have a feeling we're going to be hearing about him for quite some time.
As long as we can keep it in the news.
You know, we got to get around to Daniel Cameron. Yes.
Daniel Cameron.
Mm-hmm. Now, Daniel Cameron, you may know because I did a video on this. NAACP president in Louisville is calling for his resignation or the legislation to impeach him. And I said, well, I'm not really down with the NAACP, but I feel him on that.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. He needs to be up out of here. I knew something was off with him. You know, when it comes, I know when, you know, with Breonna Taylor, but when I saw that picture when he had, I guess, announced his engagement to his wife, I guess his wife now, and it was nothing but white people there. I'm like, do you have any family?
Yeah,
like, on your side, like where is your family at? Like it looked like something straight off the plantation when I saw that. But then another time I saw something was off with him was when he and his wife
Jerry Hall got the thing I pointed out, no upper lip. How you gonna be a Negro with no lip? That's what I want to know.
And then it was another one where he had made a video with his wife, I think, like sitting there with a jack-o'-lantern or something like that, and they was wishing people a happy Halloween or something like that. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is gone with the wind.
Torian, that video, the other one you was talking about when he was the only black person there, that smile. Hey y'all, I've been working on. I think I got it, Lisa. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all. I think I got the smile, the coon smile. Watch y'all.
And he looked like he had dry spit on the side of his mouth.
But you know what? LVZ? You know what? There is a certain look about the black people that are coons, and he got that look. When I first saw his picture, I knew instantly what he was.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them just got that look. One
Yep.
of my subscribers said that their cousin went to high school with Daniel Cameron, and they said he was a big time coon even back in high school.
So this isn't recent. This is something that has carried on throughout his life.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
know, he's the protege of one of the people I dislike the most, and that is none other than Mitch McConnell,
You mean
aka the
old Mitch
ventriloquist
McConnell?
dummy. Yeah,
Mitch
him.
McConnell?
Like every time I see his face, it's like, please, I hope I don't get any nightmares.
Did you see
His
what
voice.
Trump did? Tareen, did you see what Trump said? Trump was talking about Mitch McConnell getting assassinated.
As far as that,
Recently.
listen, that is white people problems. I'm staying over here.
I'm just
gonna let them.
laughing.
I'm letting them have all that infighting that they got going on over there.
Man, I was just laughing at that. I was like, wow, y'all really hate each other. And I forgot he called his Asian wife something too. Because she was part of Trump's administration.
I heard
forgot what
about
he
that. I had
called
heard
her.
about that, and I had heard about
He
that.
called it Coco Child. He called it
Yeah.
Coco Child.
Coco Child. Yeah.
Oh, Coco Child.
Yes. Yes. So, I wanted to entertain y'all with, more pictures of Daniel Cameron that I was able to find. And I think you're going to enjoy these pictures. And I'm going to narrate the pictures as we go along so you know what you're looking at. This is Daniel Cameron leaving to go on the campaign trail for governor. He's just turning around to say goodbye to his wife.
But man, that's a good shot of him right there.
This is him, on his way to, the place where he's going to be giving his speech.
That's a selfie.
That shit all over Vanity Fair right now.
This is him backing the blue.
Yay. Look at him.
This is him backing the blue.
Back that. Oh my Lord. He got the coon smile on that.
This is him. Come on, you're breaking my groove. You're breaking my groove. Wait a minute. Let me get through it. Let me get through. Don't break my groove. I'm on a roll, y'all. This is one of his handlers. Every now and then when there's buffets around, Daniel Cameron acts like a beast around food. So he needs a police handler there just to keep him calm, because they be having them buffets and everything there after the speech is done. And so, he needs calming down because he acts like a pure beast around food. Okay. All right. Let's go on to the next, because he backs the blue. So that's all he wants around him. Mm-hmm. This is another one of his handlers. He act like a beast around food, so they got to keep him calm and everything while he's out there on the campaign trail. This is them calming him down. He done ate and everything and drunk some milk and all that.
In the arm, that looks like that in the arms of an angel. I feel like that song should be playing.
He's being coddled right now. All right, so we got through all those pictures. See, that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah. I like that last picture with him and his wife.
Yeah. She had on that police uniform. They were role playing.
Yeah, they was role playing. Yeah, that was his wife. They were just role playing. I love the police. Can you dress up like him? I'll do the coon smile.
Uh-huh.
He told her he'd do the coon smile. What?
All right, y'all. We're going to talk about Amy Cooper. Amy Cooper this week lost her defamation case and her attempt to get her job back at Franklin Templeton, where she worked in New York. She tried to accuse her former employer of making her look like a racist. I was like, no, Amy, you took care of that yourself out there in Central Park. But that's what she did. She tried to say her employers made her look like a racist.
I'm actually shocked that she didn't get her job back because I was almost expecting that to happen considering how Christian Cooper was acting like a buffoon and not wanting to go forward with that lawsuit
I
against her.
know.
So I thought for certain they were
That's
gonna give her job back. So I'm actually shocked that she didn't get it back.
Mm-hmm.
that is crazy. I'm sitting here thinking, right? Damn, it's
Shout
messed
out to
up. The
Todd Vincent. They came with a good idea. They said talking about cartoons should be Cooney Tunes. I like that. I like that.
they came up somehow. His job, her job was tougher on her than the coon who had the infraction done to him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and we were so mad at him for that because it's like you literally had the ball in your court. I mean, no pun intended, considering his lifestyle. He probably has a lot of balls in his court. But he literally could have had something like literally changed the trajectory of how they dealt with when it came to laws in New York when it comes to this. Like he literally had former governor Andrew Cuomo getting ready to sign something that would give Black people protections against people like her. But because he decided to take and extend the olive branch, he's like, oh, okay, we'll just throw that in the trash. Next case.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Shy Citizen, thank you so much. I was thinking about making a series of cartoons called Cooney Tunes. What y'all think? I say go for it.
I
You'll
say
have a
hell
lot to
yeah,
write
I'm down
about.
with that.
You'll certainly have a lot of material.
Hell yeah.
Danielle. His sister was mad with him because he didn't press the charge. His sister was more mad than he was apparently, and she wasn't even there.
Yeah.
You know why though? His sister not sleeping with white men. He is. I mean, let's keep it 100.
Yeah, I mean, you're right about that. When we found out, like, his partner was the same complexion as Amy Cooper and that dog, he's like, oh, now it makes sense. And then they give him some kind of show on National Geographic. I said there was his little nigger trinket.
Yeah, a bird
looking
watching
at birds.
show.
Yeah, it should have been looking at coons.
Mm-hmm.
Walking with coons. It's called Coons Watching Birds. That's what it's called. You looking at birds through the eyes of a coon.
Mm-hmm. I know. I mean, but yeah, so that's what she tried to say. She ended up losing the case, but I'm like, how the hell is your company responsible for making you look like a racist? That's what I want to know.
They wasn't out there doing. I know they were like, hold up, Karen. We wasn't out there doing that shit. That was you.
Mm-hmm.
The white man got thorough on her. Hold up, Karen. That wasn't me out there. That was you. That was you lying.
That was
we gotta let you go.
You were simultaneously choking your dog out and being a racist at the same time.
And this is coming from the same, this is coming from the same people that claim they love their pets so much. And I'm looking at the video the whole time when she is sitting there on that line on this man on camera, on video, and how she's handling her dog. Like her dog looked like it was in distress.
Yeah,
like the dog looked like it was trying to get away, because I'm like, she's literally grabbing it by the collar and pulling it up and dragging the dog. I'm like, PETA, where are your antennas? Y'all wanted to go in on Michael Vick. Here we have one right here literally strangling her dog.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter when they do it.
No,
of course not.
That'll get ignored.
That's why that is exactly why that year, when I forgot what Super Bowl it was, when Joe Namath came out there with his fur coat on and he flipped that coin, I say the NFL probably gonna get a lot of calls from animal rights groups that day, because Joe Namath ain't care. And that was the real fur. That wasn't faux fur. Joe Namath, Broadway Joe, always was known for wearing his fur coats.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Daniel Meyer, the country of no accountability. That is America.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that shit. That shit is crazy. Look at that. Damn.
It looks like a foreign country.
It does. Yeah. And then a storm did that in just a few hours.
Mm-hmm.
making landfall at 150 miles an hour, and they said at times it went to 155. So it didn't even get weaker as it was making landfall. It actually strengthened.
Yeah. That's gonna be
It did
days of
something
build.
I
That's
never.
gonna be days and weeks and months of repair.
Yeah. And
That
they
joint
still
did
got to
something.
recover, rescue and recover bodies, and even that takes weeks.
Mhm.
That takes a
It
while.
did something I never saw before, Lisa Torian. I've never in my years of living, I've never seen where a hurricane turned into a tropical storm, then turned back into a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
It hit Florida, turned to a tropical storm in Georgia, then a hurricane in South Carolina.
I
It
bet
was
you none of
like,
them. I bet you none of them boats belong to a brother.
no,
Mhm.
and notice where it turned into a hurricane again back in South Carolina, Lisa, Torian,
Mhm.
KB.
Yeah.
Guess where it was? Wasn't it Charleston?
Charleston? Isn't it really black
I was
there?
getting ready to say, was it anywhere near where Clyburn was at?
That's what I was about to say. That's the soul of the slaves coming to get the coon.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that was.
He gonna be
No,
saying the
you
hurt. He slogan. I was ready to say
don't
it. Stop
sloganize.
sloganizing.
This hurricane is sloganizing. And this hurricane is sloganizing and it kills people.
I've always said that whenever I hear Clyburn talk, it's like hearing a chainsaw being revved up. I'll never forget he was talking to somebody. I forgot on what show it was. And every time he said, I'm like, why does it sound like a chainsaw? Every time he says, like he got to say, after every word.
It's a big ass old coon.
With that George Jefferson haircut.
He trying to get the chicken bones out his throat. I'm sorry, I was eating chicken is not so beautiful.
He loves them fish fries.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Fish bones.
Them artery clogging fish fries. That's what
I
he
remember when they pulled up on him was a few months ago, and at his fish fry, they said that fish was dry. I said, we can pretty much guess who made it, most likely.
Yeah. I got Nancy Pelosi fried fish. She's using rosemary and alfalfa sprouts to season the fish. What?
And then you had Kamala the chameleon. She had went down there because that's at the time when it was like running, like the election was going on, and talking about she got off the plane and went to the store and had 2 big bags of collard greens. You know that woman don't eat no collard greens.
She got 2 big bags of collard greens, then put curry powder in them. At least she made some Indian curry collard greens. Have you ever had Kamala's curry collard greens? Bitch, nobody want no motherfucking curry. Put some turkey necks in that and get the fuck on away from around
right.
here.
She probably don't know what a turkey neck is.
Yeah.
No, Kamala, no.
Her first black experience was her going to Howard University. And that's probably the most black people she's ever been around in her life and probably will ever be around in her life ever again. Just in those 4 years. Because
Kareen, I took pleasure in them dropping them illegals off at her house.
Oh my God. When I saw that, I laughed so hard. I said, I cannot stand Governor Wills for a multitude of things, but he activated his petty bone that day when he said, he asked them, where do you want to go? They go to DC. He said, okay, fine. But you know what? I'm going to send y'all specifically somewhere, a particular place that, it's no tourist attraction, but I think you're going to like it. So we're going to drop you off in front of the VP's house and put you right there on her lawn. Like that would have been funny as hell if she was home. I don't think she was home, but that was funny. When I saw that, I was cracking up. I said, I can't believe he actually did that.
I tell you what,
I wish I was a vice president. I'd have shot them motherfuckers.
My question is, my question is, how can you be the vice president of the United States and your house is not protected
Right.
from
It's real
something like
open.
that? Why is your house
It's real
that wide
open.
open and you're VP?
And that's crazy because like I don't think I've ever seen the VP's house before that day. And then it's like it's that open, it's not gated, because you would think that it would be gated, you know, because you are the vice president of the United States. Why is it so open to the point where anyone could just walk up? Like, that's crazy to me.
Apparently can drive a whole big ass bus in front of your house.
And drop people
Yeah,
off
that
or
type of
drop people
shit,
off in front of
yeah.
it.
Kamala better holler at me. I got some heat for her. I mean, I know a guy. She,
Mm-hmm.
shoot, where
I'm
her
looking at
zaddy.
that.
Yeah, I saw Kama Sutra's some of her cooking clips. I'm just gonna say this: she can't cook either.
I don't think I want to see any clips of her cooking or
I'm about to say, I
trying
don't know
to
why
cook.
you even did that. Yeah, I'm about to say, I
I'm
don't
sure
know
it's not. I'm sure it's
what you
probably
gonna
not even
learn.
that edible. Like, I bet you, like, she probably can't even boil water properly.
Nah, Tori, it's just like how she is for real. She try to mix all them cultures she claimed that she is. So
Yeah.
she put some collard greens, some curry goat, and some motherfucker,
Some oxtails.
yeah, and some oxtails all in one pot. And
Right.
oh, that's right, she got a zaddy. So she threw an avocado in that motherfucker
Wow.
too.
And don't
I'm
forget the
looking at
raisins.
the chat and I'm
Yeah.
seeing who was this? Joanne D. You said, Lisa, why you block me? I just looked at your account. I don't have you blocked.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't have you blocked. I looked myself. So I don't know what's up with that. But I looked at, if this is the same account that you're on right now, when I go and click on your account, it does not give me the option to unblock you because you're not blocked.
Mhm.
I'm just saying. Okay. So, y'all, is there anything else y'all want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about something. I mean, I have a video coming about it, but I'll talk about it now.
Okay.
Since we all up here. Do you know that it's some kind of organization, I forgot what it's called, where they are going to allow kids to go to school and stay in school even if they got lice?
Wow, really? They're not going
Yeah.
to even make them go home if they got it?
Yeah, it's like I forgot the name of the organization, all because they claim that it's gonna cause some kind of stigma, or they don't want them to be bullied or anything like. I'm like, first of all, no, that's not what we're gonna do. The thing is, when I found out about that, I looked up what lice was, because I'm thinking this may be like some flakes or whatever like that. Let me tell you, I typed in lice into Google, clicked on that images tab, and clicked off of it so fast because I said that is disgusting. That is
Yeah, it's
nasty.
crab.
I
It's
said
crab.
it's basically like little
It's
insects. It's like
crabs in
it's
their
like
head.
insects. And I said, like, literally, you can jump from one off of one and leap to the next. I said, nah, y'all need to rethink that.
Right.
Y'all need to rethink
no.
that. And we
You'll
know
have
who
you'll
lice
have the
affects the
whole
most. We know who
right.
lice affects the most.
You'll have the whole place infested.
Like, literally, like when I saw that, I started itching. Like, stuff like that makes me itch. And
That's
I
why
like
I
when I saw that.
wonder. That's why, Tareen, I wonder, our brothers and sisters that are in interracial dates, how the hell do you lay there at night looking at shit crawling in their head?
Because you gotta
I'm
wash
just
them
wondering.
sheets. You gotta wash them sheets
Man,
and the
come on,
pillowcases.
Lisa. You know these passport niggas don't care.
Ooh.
Long as it's something that ain't black.
Imagine you wake up and you see them little critters in your bed.
I couldn't. Somebody gonna have to pack up and leave. Couldn't do it. D, thank you for the super chat. You said I'm sending a super chat. That Rachel Dolezal story. Yeah, I got that coming out tomorrow. I was
Oh,
dying.
yeah, I heard about
My
that
friend
one.
works IT for OnlyFans, and she sent me a coupon so I could see. Lisa, it's worse than you think. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know, but somebody posted nude photos of Rachel Dolezal on Twitter.
From her OnlyFans
From
account.
her OnlyFans page, yes. and their
Yeah, I
nude.
saw
Yeah.
that.
And I did a
But
video that's coming out tomorrow on that.
yeah, Rachel Dolezal out here
Yeah,
talking about she want to be
transracial.
Rihanna.
Wait a minute, LVZ. Transracial Rachel Dolezal.
Lisa, if you don't stop, ain't no transracial. Look, transracial. I'm sorry. I gotta identify her as a sister. She is a tether. She's
But
officially
listen, when
a
I do,
tether.
you'll see the video when it comes out tomorrow. They said on OnlyFans, she is listed under Ebony.
I bet she is. She still convinces herself that she's black to this day. Even
Mhm.
though her own parents outed her,
That's
the
what
whole
I
world
said.
knows about what she is, and she's still hanging on to that as if she's going to somehow continue getting a come up from that. And you
Well,
know what's so
she did
crazy? When
some
all of that stuff
breakthrough or
happened and
something.
everything started falling apart around her, before OnlyFans became a thing, people were saying maybe she should get into adult content. Well, now, you
Well,
know,
she really
this is her
got it.
opportunity. This is like she really did it. So I mean, there it is.
So Rachel Dolezal home. Next, she can be on Backpage. How this bitch
Yes,
is
she
on.
is. And I
This
got a
bitch is
photo of her where she's in a boat nude, but the only thing you can see is the back of her. I couldn't post, the whole thing.
you won't know if it's the boat or her ass. They all flat as wood. Is that her ass or the boat?
Mhm. But yeah, that's what they're claiming. And she has a spokesperson, and they said that somebody posted the nudes from her OnlyFans onto Twitter.
Yeah.
And I
I'm
said, don't
assuming
you
a lot
have
of
to
people.
pay? Wait a minute, don't you have to pay to be on? You would have to pay to be on her page.
That
Yeah,
means
you got
somebody
paid
who
to
was
be
on.
on OnlyFans.
That means that somebody on her page most likely screenshotted it and posted it. That's the only way I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one
Rachel,
coming out tomorrow.
Rachel Dolezal out there tricking. Next thing you know, she gonna come out. She gonna come out with a drill song.
She actually did something.
Well, in the video that I did, she said the reason why she looks the way she looks on there because she idolizes Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Riri is her girl.
Yeah, her tall head. Riri.
Oh, and I'm glad you brought. I'm glad you brought her up because that's another topic we can bring up. Rihanna. So, as y'all know, or may or may not know, Rihanna has been tapped to do the Super Bowl halftime show next year. And a lot of people are upset because they calling her out for being a hypocrite because she was one of them people that sounded off about Colin Kaepernick a few years ago at the height of him kneeling during the games and stuff like that. And she was saying she would never perform at the halftime show. So somebody must have dangled a heavy bag in front of her face. So she must got an album that she's about to release after she hasn't released any music in how many years?
Yeah.
And now she's coming out and she's about to do this, and people are calling her out on it, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
But come on, Dawn Rain, she part of that Rock Nation Club and all that bullshit. Of course she was gonna take a bag from them eventually.
Thank you. Jay-Z dangled it. Look, come on, Vivi. You know how we do. We fake like we pro-black. We really for the white man. Come on, do it for Jigga Man. Chill. That's the Rock. That's what he said. And her tall head ass, that Frankenstein head bitch, she did it. Her head. Stop laughing, Lee. You know this. Rihanna got a tall ass head.
That was my mother's nickname for Rihanna back in the day. She said she always called her forehead. So whenever she said forehead, I knew she was talking about Rihanna.
Riri she definitely got a 12 head.
No bull. Jugga Juice head. I remember she had on a red dress, bitch looked like the Kool-Aid man. I said, look at this big head, motherfucking head. Don't you know them 10-gallon hats, Lisa? She
Mhm.
got a motherfucker. She got a 60-gallon hat when it's on her head. That motherfucker. It's a bathtub. You can fill her hat up with water and cleanse yourself. Give yourself a good scrubbing. Shade of water, save the water, put some water in one of Rihanna's hats, y'all, and get all your white clothes and just put them in there and just scrub. Old school, like Big Mama used to do. Just get your washboard out that motherfucker. Just and one of her big ass hats.
Oh wow. Yeah,
I'm
so
telling you.
she idolizes Rihanna. I was like, Rachel, really? Rihanna's your idol?
Exactly.
Mm.
That's the type of stuff they know about us, though. That lets you know they idolize stuff like that about us. That's what they think of us. That's why Megan Thee Stallion talking to Hillary Clinton about some wet ass pussy instead of talking about some wet ass water
Quite
for the
frankly,
people in Mississippi.
it wouldn't matter what shape Hillary's pussy is in. Who would want it?
Right. Even Bill didn't want it. He had to mess with Monica Lewinsky back in the day to get away from her, whatever she
Nah,
claimed she got.
I don't think nobody caught what I caught though. I said, hold on. Why is Hillary Clinton? Oh, yeah, Hillary Clinton wants some wet ass pussy too. That might do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh man. That I don't know. I don't know if I can handle picturing that in my head.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want some wet ass reparations.
remember Maxine Waters was coming out and supporting Megan Thee Stallion when her and Cardi B came out with WAP a couple years ago. I was
Yes.
watching the video and someone said, Maxine, nobody wants to hear about you and your WAP. You don't even have a WAP. Whatever was once there is now dried up. Stop talking. I was cracking up when they said that.
She has a Jap. That's a Jurassic ass pussy.
She got a dap. That's dry ass pussy.
Don't do that to her. Don't do that to her. It's just a little old. Her WAP stands for Warren.
And that should stand for warning.
Right.
Nah,
Wow.
her W stands for weathered. She has some weathered.
Mhm.
That shit is weathered.
Yes. To God be the glory. John 14:6. Yes, Rachel Dolezal is on OnlyFans. And the crazy part, she's doing well out there from what I understand. I never went
bet
out
she
there to
is.
see, but she's doing pretty well too.
You niggas tricking like you bitch ass. At least I'm gonna cuss these you bitch ass niggas. Y'all here looking at Rachel Dolezal fake ass.
Yes.
A white woman. You niggas is desperate as shit. Desperate.
But LVZ, she's transracial. That's probably the attraction. She's
Lisa, if
she's
you're
transracial.
only
LVZ.
people doing Lisa, it is tethers. Ime Udoka, you bitch ass nigga, stop putting money. Lisa, Ime Udoka, if you don't stop putting money on Rachel Dolezal, you bitch ass nigga. Oh, Rachel Dolezal. Oh, I love her so much. It is just like being with a sister. She is just like a sister. No, the fuck
Oh,
she
shoot,
not.
if that's the case, I'm glad his ass got suspended.
Right. That's who he was with. I bet you they gonna investigate that nigga put money on her fucking OnlyFans. You bitch ass nigga.
Yeah, you do have
Daniel Cameron, you bitch ass nigga talk about I really do like black women. Rachel Dolezal don't count, Daniel Cameron. You motherfucker, you. I know there's some people
Tell
over here
you
talking about
what.
why he curse them because some of these bastards need to be cursed. Damn.
So, well, somebody is interested in what she got to offer out there on OnlyFans.
Something wrong. They better be all Jamaicans.
I don't know. I don't know if they're all Jamaican, but you know, that's probably the attraction. That's what I'm trying to tell you, LVZ. She's transracial. That's exotic.
Man.
That might be exotic to some men. That might be an exotic woman.
Yeah, so is a Martian. Bring one of them before you bring her to the party.
Oh man.
So is a Martian. You better bring that to the party before you bring. If a nigga
You
come to
what?
my cookout with Rachel Dolezal, I'm son, get the grill. It's still smoking. Put it in the back seat. I don't care if I burn up. This bitch, she won't have nothing.
I tell you what, if Rachel Dolezal can make it out on OnlyFans, anybody can make it out there. If she can make it out there, anybody can make it out there.
Y'all niggas is thirsty and y'all ought to be shamed. Cause we know it ain't no white man. And you know how I know it's a nigga like Ime Udoka, y'all. This how I know that. I know y'all like how you know that. She was married, wasn't she? Remember, she was married.
Yeah, to a black man,
To
an African.
an
That's
African.
where her name Dolezal comes from.
And that's who she married to right now. I mean, that's who was looking at. Oh, look at beautiful Rachel. She's so chocolate and sexy.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
Yeah, they said you can find her out on OnlyFans under Ebony. You can find her under Ebony.
I guess.
I'm not looking for her, but that's what it said.
Nobody is checking for Rachel Dolezal, and it's almost like she's trying to be a low budget Kardashian. You know, they have to maintain appearances in order to continue to keep their relevancy. So it's like she disappears for a little while, and then she'll pop back up with some kind of crazy stunt in order to get people to talk about it again. The thing is, like, I bet you any amount of money, many people have already forgotten about this already. Like it popped up and now it's gone.
Up next, you have me rolling talking about Jimmy Walker is on Rachel's OnlyFans.
Saying Dynamite.
That sister looks a dynamite. That's what he do. Cool ass nigga.
Look, he dated Ann Coulter, so I guess anything's
so
possible,
I know,
right?
Nah, this the wild shit though, y'all. This bitch sat up here, changed herself to be black. Now she doing this Ebony shit. This what she gonna do next, Tori. She gonna marry a white guy from Stormfront. He gonna beat her and she gonna claim it was racial abuse. This shit, look, man. No. I know what the bitch gonna do next. She gonna marry Enrique Tarrio from the Proud Boys.
I still remember the day, like when she popped up into our lives, unfortunately, when she had got confronted by that white reporter on, was it CNN or whatever it was, right there on the street, and they just asked a specific question. They said, "Are you a white woman?" And the look on her face was just priceless. She said some BS and walked right off. And that's how we got introduced to her. And it just been downhill ever since.
Yeah, but them people at that NAACP office are dumb as hell. They talking about they didn't know she was white. I looked at her; she looked like a white woman to me. Maybe something in my eyes.
Changed her hair. What's wrong with you? Look, Lisa. She said, "I'm Martina Biggs' daughter."
Oh God!
Oh man!
That's how you said she transracial. She said, "I'm Martina Biggs' daughter."
I think Martina Big went a step further than Rachel Dolezal.
Oh, she did.
Go to Africa and get in front of a priest to declare herself black.
Yeah,
she definitely went, because you know what, Rachel, the most she did was like put some makeup on her to make her appear darker, put some braids in her hair, like do
Yeah,
something
they
to her
said
hair to
she's still
manipulate.
doing that. Tareen, they said she's still doing that over there
Oh,
on OnlyFans,
oh, of course she is.
darkening her skin and
Of
all
course
that
she is.
stuff. Yeah.
She has to. And the thing is, it's not like we haven't seen her before picture, like when she looked like some girl off a Little House on the Prairie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She looked like the ugly librarian. You go in the library, bitch. Where's the damn encyclopedia? Stop looking at me. Get out of my face. That's what she looked like in them old pictures. When she just the ugly librarian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so many women. They said there's a lot of actresses and people over there on Fans Only. So when they're not working, that's what they're doing. They're just over there doing that.
I bet they are. They got to keep that
Yeah.
money coming in somehow when they ain't doing the main gig.
Yeah.
This is broke as hell.
Uh-huh.
Broke as hell. They got to do anything. I'm on my last leg.
Right. Byron Allen, he might be over there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Byron with them sandals on and shit, looking at Rachel Clark. I'll have her host BET next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have her host the
He just
BET Image Awards.
He bought the Black News Network, so she might be an anchor over there. You never know.
Yeah. Yep. Her and Martina Biggs. We talk about do a TV show, talk about black women today. Lisa, you would tear that motherfucker up. Yeah.
Mhm. No, it'll be called Transracials today.
Yeah. People don't realize the trouble us transracials have to go through. They don't ever pull us over. Yeah, because you're not black. I'll never stop you, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
They whooping the shit out of us.
Yeah. I mean, look, you can tell she's not black. Didn't she get a documentary, Rachel Dolezal?
She got some kind of special, and I believe her son was on there. Her son looked so disgusted with her. He was like, "Why are we here? Like, why are we talking about like?" And it's so sad because it's like when you think about her kids, it's like they got to be embarrassed. Like your mother just got outed for being a fraud, and you thinking that imagine she's probably telling her kids all her life growing up that she's a black woman, and then they get exposed that she's really a white woman.
Yeah, Tareen, a couple of years ago, if you remember, she got caught on welfare fraud. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me find out this bitch is Brett Favre's sister, man. Talk about she a black woman. Bitch, you can't Brett Favre.
She literally took opportunities that could have been lined up for other black people, even down to the scholarships and the grant she got when she went to Howard.
Mm-hmm. And didn't she sue?
She sued Howard for being racist against her for being white.
Mm-hmm.
So she knew she was white then. When this bitch have a change of heart? You know what? I'm really just like you. No, bitch. That ain't what you said in court. You said these chocolatey niggas is discriminating against me.
And it's crazy too, because like before her, I never knew any black people with the last name Dolezal. Not one. So I was like I'm thinking about like that name. I'm like, I don't know one black person with that last name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, her husband was I believe he was a Nigerian. He was from Africa. Yeah,
he was. He left her when she started doing that black. I don't want this black shit. What is this shit? I'm taking everything.
Her acting like a black woman literally broke up their marriage. I guess he wanted a white woman that act like a white woman. He didn't want a white woman to act like a sister.
That's what he said. I told you that's what he said. I don't like this shit. What is this shit? You come in here. I do not want this color green sheet. What are you doing? It doesn't even taste good.
No. Tareen, what ended their marriage was they went to bed at night and she sat on her side of the bed, greasing her head with some Afro Sheen, and that was the last straw.
You know we don't even use the shit in Africa. This saying little snide shit with his hating ass.
You're right.
Just two self-hating bastards.
He didn't want that. He wanted a white woman to act like a white woman. She was sitting up there acting like a sister. He couldn't handle that
She
mess.
can't a real sister act.
Yep, for real. For real.
Yeah, so what is this shit? I don't want. No, you're in here. No, what is the fried chicken? It don't even taste like nothing. The niggas even use more salt than this. You know you don't have enough black things. You don't shoot. You shoot and cook like a nigga.
Yeah, see, that's what he said, Astarte. He said, I married you white and I got black. I want black.
I start messing with you. As soon as you do this shit, my credit score go down. You like, I can't put no carbs. Uber don't want to come. Uber don't want to come.
Tempest 78. She was wearing that do-rag to bed. He was not into that.
Mad as shit. This nigga mad. He couldn't deal with it. Dude gay.
Yeah, she out in public with bonnets on and everything.
Right. She's trying to be the whole archetype.
He buying his ass Jordan. You know I done wear this. I want some sandals. He buying. Where's my sandals? What darker pants like the white man wear? What are these? These true religion. I don't want these.
You know what's so crazy? I wouldn't be surprised if a network like even Lifetime or possibly even Netflix does a movie about her.
Yeah, they probably will eventually.
The life and trials of Rachel Dolezal. She was white.
Transracial in America, the Rachel Dolezal story.
She was white. She stayed white. Why don't people see her as black? Because the bitch is white. The Rachel Dolezal story. Is that how the commercial goes?
Probably.
That's how the shit should sound. That's all that they can really. She was white. She stayed white. Rachel Dolezal. She went to Howard. Nothing bad happened.
And then one day she saw an episode of 106 in Park.
And realized she couldn't freestyle, but she could always join the NAACP. Most people there knew she was white and just figured that, hey, the NAACP was started by white people. Why not let this Peckerwood on? She faked like she was black and put on a pair of cornrows. Until one day she was out. Hey, you a white woman, right? Dun, dun, dun. Her life changed. Then she made a bold decision. I'm black. I'll say I'm black. It's just the police won't notice it. Neither will the
Yeah. You know, I actually wonder how many old women are actually on OnlyFans. You know, I wonder who's the oldest woman out there.
The thought kind of scares me a little bit.
You know, because I know there's got to be women older than Rachel.
She just died.
The oldest
Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth.
Queen Elizabeth was on OnlyFans.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, that old bitch was on. She was on OnlyFans. Yeah, she was on there. Yeah, she was.
Well, I guess now King Charles can take her place. He can be only king.
Take over OnlyFans account. I have to show a little skin on the boy.
Either that or he'll push that old donkey wife Camilla in front of the camera.
Oh, gee. Come on, Camilla, let's go.
What is this rubbish?
We look like donkey and ogre. Let's go. Looks like a donkey and an ogre. I think people will love this. This is on Mom's OnlyFans.
The sad part is somebody would probably pay for that shit too.
Them Jamaicans that was crying when she died.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that was.
We got to spend a week mourning the Queen. I said, well, y'all can spend y'all week doing that.
Yeah, and
got
the
other things
Africans
to do.
too. I saw the ones where the Africans were all crying and
the nigga was on one knee in his house.
No, I saw that over on Phil's channel, and that African woman was talking about our mother died. What? Your mother?
Your mother?
Your mother?
Our mother died.
You wasn't in the. You wasn't with them shooting in Buckingham Palace.
Motherfucker! What you mean, your mother?
I was like, that's incredible. Please,
boy,
that ain't my mother.
That's a level of coonery that's just
no. But the funniest video I saw was when now King Charles was going around shaking their hands. He got to that one black guy. He put his hand back and went to the next guy.
I saw that one.
Imagine you waiting out there all that. Imagine you waiting out there all that time to shake his hand, and you don't even get to touch one hair on the finger.
First of all, I would have been crazy enough to stand out there waiting to shake his hand. Okay,
we're out there ready to kick him in his ass. Where's reparations, Peckerwood? That's where
did you hear about that document they found? And I think it was like back in the 60s where Queen Elizabeth actually signed off on it. No black people were allowed to work at Buckingham Palace. Y'all could probably look this up. Queen Elizabeth.
Maybe she did them a favor, because who would want to work there?
That's what I said. I said, good. Who the hell would want to work for them? But no black people were allowed to work at Buckingham Palace.
But they was allowed to steal stuff from Africa and put it in that palace. Go figure.
Yeah, right.
I said, I bet you Buckingham Palace is a African museum. If you really look through all of that stuff.
Well, all the European museums are definitely African museums. That's all they got is all that stolen artifacts.
That's some crazy shit. Like they say, no niggas in Buckingham Palace because niggas steal. And meanwhile, they got a house full of niggas.
That irony.
And imagine, and the whole family, the whole royal family steals.
And someone I was watching a stream, someone was doing a stream, and they was breaking down like the stuff that they got in there that they put into their own or made into their own, I guess, artifacts, like such as the crown jewel. Do you know how much that thing is worth? That crown jewel is worth a lot. And I do mean a lot of money.
They said she left most of her jewelry to Kate Middleton.
Fuck,
because she wasn't leaving it to Meghan.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. She didn't even leave it to Camilla.
She said,
she didn't even leave it to Camilla.
I know she will. She'll give it back to Mother Africa.
And let me tell you something. Black people, when the Queen died, I'm telling you, black people can come up with some nicknames or some abbreviations. So, when she died, a lot of people was posting up pictures. Well, someone had found a picture of Princess Diana when she was wearing black. She was wearing all black and she had on a black hat. And they said, if Princess Diana was still alive, this is what she will be wearing to the funeral. And what was like the funeral? I said that they said short for funeral. I said black people love the shorten and abbreviate stuff. The funeral. Now they got me out here wanting to call stuff the funeral. Like if someone passes away, we going to the funeral. They be like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, the way I see it, her and Harry are better off staying in the States. I don't see how anybody can live with that family. I mean, with all the racism and all that stuff in their background and the colonialism, the murder. burning villages down in Africa. I mean, the stories really poured out when she died about what they actually did in all of the places they colonized.
Hmm.
You know? But I said to myself, well, you actually did us a favor. Who the hell wants to be up there working for any
Exactly.
of you?
Exactly.
No bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I work, man. I work in there. I piss on all that bitch clothes, all
Well,
the little stinky shit.
Christina Davis, you said you think the monarchy is done. There shouldn't be no monarchy. Let's be real. We don't need no king and queen in this day and age. They should have been finished a long time ago. Who the hell
I
needs a
rub,
king and queen for real? Who the hell needs those things? You don't need no king
I
and queen.
I drive that bitch car, right? Had that bitch in the back seat, and I fuck the seatbelt up and just keep stomping on brakes, make that
I just
bitch
make
just
one.
hit her
I'll
old
make
ass.
one of the screws loose in the carriage. That thing start
Exactly.
moving along,
That
and
shit fall.
that will fall off. And oh,
Old ass will roll out in the street. Now giggle my ass. You know you ain't supposed to laugh, right? I laugh like shit with that dumb ass hat on my head. I take the hat off and look at it and laugh. Ah, get that nigga off here.
I don't think I've seen this. I don't think I've seen this people feel some type of way towards someone's death since David Rockefeller. Remember when he passed, black people was like, oh, okay. And then you had people online when she passed getting upset with black people because we didn't feel some type of way. I'm like, first of all, black people weren't the only ones that was upset. I'm not upset, happy,
No,
or
those
rejoicing that
East
she passed.
Indians, a
It
lot
was
of
a
them
lot of
East
other
Indians.
groups too.
Yeah, those East Indians were rejoicing.
The Irish was rejoicing too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a
Yeah,
lot
it
of groups
wasn't
that
just us.
that was
Hey,
feeling some kind of joy in their heart.
Mm-hmm.
then again, that bitch ass DL Hewley gonna talk that shit when
Yeah.
I would glad the bitch is gone. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Well, that's
Pour
why,
up another pint.
right, but that's
He
why
ain't say nothing to them.
that's why Monique called him weak, if y'all
Hey,
remember.
I
Yeah.
remember when
he
I
ain't
heard the
say
news. I
nothing
remember
to them.
when I heard the news that she had passed. I went and played "Brand New Day" off of the Wiz soundtrack.
Nah, see, Tori, you ain't even pay attention. You said it. The East Indians, they was even happy when she died. We went, hello, my friend, free Slurpee for everyone. Free Slurpee, the beach is dead. Do you like Slurpee, my friend? Free cherry. The
Mm-hmm.
beach is dead. That's what
Yeah,
was going
I
on.
know it
But
was.
they only gonna say something to us.
I saw a post from a man in South America, and he said the same thing. He was like, "Oh, I don't care, that bitch is dead." So I mean, that's what he wrote. He
Yeah,
said,
they
"So what?
expect
The bitch is dead."
they just upset because when Michael Jackson passed away, he actually shut the internet down. Like I remember the internet froze when he
You know
passed.
what?
'Cause
I was sad to see Michael go, but I was so happy that whole week you heard all of the Jackson's old music. I was
even the
loving it.
music that they had to go to the deep cuts for in order to play because usually when it came to them they always played their hits, but with that week they played music that weren't singles or
Yeah.
that popular like the main songs that we're known to hearing. But I remember when Michael passed and like the internet literally froze.
Yes, it
Because
did.
everybody was like talking about it, like people couldn't log on to nothing. You couldn't tweet nothing. You couldn't put on anything on Facebook. None of that. You couldn't Google anything. The Queen didn't do that. I'm just saying.
No, she sure didn't. No, she sure didn't. She
And
probably
ain't nobody.
she broke the convalescent home, but that was it.
That's damn sure she did, the old bitch.
Yeah. And
I
then
don't
someone
like
was
this.
like, "Oh, what is King Charles gonna do?" I was like, "Fuck King Charles. I don't care what he does."
Right. They want
I
us to
don't
care
care.
so bad, and we don't.
He need to shave with his little goat face ass.
Mhm.
Looking like one of the damn Aryan nations.
Well,
I ain't
that's what
never
I
trusted
said.
big head ass anyway.
They had one of the pictures I saw of him, they had a real close-up shot of his hands. His hands are jacked up looking. And I said, he's a wealthy man with hands that look like it belongs on a homeless man out on the street. I mean, jacked up looking. His hands look like his fingers look like fat sausages.
Mm.
They do. If you go look at his picture, his fingers look like fat sausages.
Wow.
Sausage fingers.
Yeah, he
I
got
don't do
sausage
anything
fingers
but
for real.
I don't do anything but eat sausage. That's why my fingers are swollen up. Mother,
Right.
Mhm.
At least I seen that joint about that opioid epidemic still going on. Sky Daddy liked it here. Ha! Tell them, Sister Lisa. But that I am still out here like the COVID. They think that the opioid is gone, but it's here for the white man. Enjoy it. Blessed be you. You want to get closer to Jesus.
I keep
Have you an opioid?
Well, the reason why it blew up back in 2020 when the lockdown was going on, because all of those people that were in rehab were no longer getting treated. So the majority of them ended up falling off and
Mhm.
going back to the street drug. So it was a
Exactly.
big explosion, for the illegal drug during that time.
Yeah, they couldn't go and they couldn't go to their little safe injection sites either because those were shut down too.
Yeah, they were all shut down. Yep. Sure
Oh,
was.
those were the days I remember. That's what kicked off my channel. And men and talking about that opioid plague, at that time, that was a good time right there.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
literally nonstop every day was something new coming out about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of the, because look, it was funny. I remember they used to come out with that. You can't tell which one is the opioid user.
Boy, I
And
tell
it
you
was
what,
like,
my subscribers got some jokes for real. Ladybug77 said that Charles's hands look like that because those are thieves' fingers.
these fingers. Yeah, these fingers.
Them fat sausage fingers.
Those stove fingers. That's why they swole fingers. That's right, baby girl. I feel you, sister. I
Oh,
feel it.
man. Yeah.
The fingers that stole is the fingers that swole is what she trying to say.
Mhm. Mhm. But see, he got those fat fingers. That way, when he's doing it with Camilla, he just puts the hand over her and he can't see her through them fat fingers. He can't see her
Mm.
face. He got some fat fingers shielding her face.
No,
Oh.
Lisa, that's from holding the goat.
Oh, well, he's gonna have, I believe they're gonna have a coronation for him over there. And y'all can look this up. They said they're gonna sacrifice a white ram to King Charles before
That's
his
some
coronation.
bullshit.
They got a white ram they're gonna do an animal sacrifice on. I was like, what are these damn people into?
I don't even have
Sacrificing
no
a
problem
white
with.
ram?
Yeah, I don't even have a problem with that, Lisa. I talked to all the black rams. They said, get that cracker up out of here. So we cool with that. We cool with that.
Oh man. I was like, yeah, they still do animal sacrifices over there. Yeah, they're saying they're sacrificing a white ram to King Charles. Yeah, they all them sausages they can make out of that ram. Mm-mm-mm. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and conclude. We've been on here for 2 hours, but it was a good conversation.
It was.
And I'm glad we were able to come together and do this. It's almost kind of like old times. Me, LVZ, Tareen, only one we're missing is Nicole.
Right.
So, y'all, thank you for being here. Everybody have a wonderful night. And thank you to LVZ, Tareen, and we lost KD. So thank you to all of you. And we'll definitely have to come together and do this again.
For sure. Y'all have a good
Shalom.
night.
All right, y'all. Shalom, family.
Yeah.